Warning. The following program is stupid. You will hear strong language from weak individuals, potentially offensive stories, opposing points of view, and potentially graphic scenes depending on who the camera is on. These four idiots do not claim to be experts in anything because, let's face it, they're dumb. Remember this. We're just happy when they wear clean underwear on a semi-daily basis. Preferably their own. A bit of a stretch, but we all have dreams. Who the hell wrote this shit? Anyway, it's the #1 podcast you've never heard of, and I wonder why.
Yo, before we get started,
getting a little bit too high.
I just want to check to make sure that y'all aren't cake. So if you just put your hands out, I just want to make sure that y'all aren't cake today. That's,
Okay.
you know what
I'm not cake. I'm real today.
I'm saying?
What?
Make sure, all right.
There it is.
Not
Damn,
cake.
all right, wait, is that like
That's a fucking
a
thing,
reference
dude.
to something
Dude,
that...
that's going around like everything's fucking like all the like really expensive like fucking handmade cakes that look like shit.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
fucking like, oh man, like
Damn,
there's like a tweet that's like I lay awake in the middle of the night. I turn to my girlfriend. I grab a knife. I need to make sure she's not cake.
God damn.
Where do these
Man,
things come from?
You're on some weird forums, brother.
Yeah, on Twitter, man. It's
A little
fucking
bit.
hilarious. Like
It's a bit
years ago.
sadistic.
Years ago.
I don't know if that's normal.
Oh, man.
It's like,
It's funny. It's gonna be golden.
well, as long as we're not cutting bitches in the bed. He got me again. I told a nigga I wasn't cake, but he still got me.
Told me.
It's another Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the Life's a Beach podcast, the #1 podcast you probably never heard of. What's goody? I'm Atwood.
I'm Brandon, big dog.
I'm Jeremy.
Big Daniel.
Big Daniel. So it's no longer Director Dan.
Oh no, I just changed it up.
Oh,
week by
okay.
week.
Many aliases. You
Yeah,
gotta
so
know how
I wonder
this
which
guy
one we're
works.
getting today.
No, you get
Maybe
many
multiple.
different ones.
Could be little Daniel here in a few minutes. You know.
Okay.
Depends on
Get
if I
some
need to go
video
back.
man
shit.
later.
Yeah.
Okay,
little video.
okay.
Oh, do we? We got Video Man
So
today?
I think with 2020, everybody's been thinking about the president, the election. We don't
I
really
mean-
talk much politics.
The
Not
first
me.
election.
I think I'm one of the only people out there that don't think about those sort of things.
Well, we're going to think about it for a second.
Let's do
Because
it.
our man Kanye
Ta-
West
Okay. Take the wheel.
has announced that he is running for president. He has not done any of the paperwork necessary. He's not giving us any reason to think that this is real, but the media is certainly reporting it as though it is.
Interesting. Hell,
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, didn't we hear this before, though?
He announced, what, at the Video Vanguard Awards or something?
Yeah.
And that was, what, a couple years ago?
Yeah, that he was going to run for president in 2020.
Right. I read a couple of things where people were saying it was speculation, but that if he did something like that, it'd be to take the vote away from the Democratic Party, obviously, because he would take a bunch of those away.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that.
And then it's for Trump because he loves
I
Trump.
don't think really. I'll be honest. I really don't think Kanye's thought about it like that, and it really doesn't matter. Like it's just totally like a moot point. I mean, if like I said before, if your campaign is threatened by the announcement of
Right.
Kanye West candidacy, then we got
That's
bigger
true.
problems.
That is true.
And I think that it's given people less credit than maybe that I hope they deserve to
Right.
say that, like, they're not going to understand how important it is to not vote for him. And that's if you're a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter.
Right.
I mean, because it's up in the air. You just shouldn't, at this point, a vote for anybody other than one of the main candidates is throwing your vote in the trash. If that's what you want
Right.
to do, that's fine. But doing that is saying you are fine with everything that's going on.
Right.
But I want to say though, just as a and I will admit this as a Kanye fan for like over a decade now, it is fascinating to watch like this current iteration. Like I wouldn't have, if they were placing bets on like what the next like phase of Kanye was going to be like, I don't know if I would have won that bet. And him like, and even though like he was like talking with Elon about like the possibility of like running for president and stuff, like apparently Elon even got online like after Kanye gave that interview where he was like, I'm anti-vax and like I think the vaccines are the mark of the beast and like all this like super religious shit. And even Elon was like, oh, maybe we don't agree on as much as
See,
I
that
thought.
gets.
Shit. He says some pretty crazy shit spontaneously sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Remember that one thing? George Bush don't care about black people in
See,
America.
That was back.
That was on
back.
that was
I
at the
will
start of the bell
never-
curve.
yeah.
Before he
Never
passed the
forget
point of
that.
no
That was
return.
back when we could still at least stand behind him a little bit with like the shit he was
Poor,
saying.
poor Mike Myers.
Yeah, Michael
His
Myers.
face, he came back and he was like,
Kidding. His face.
My thing too is like the vaccine being like the mark of the beast. I think that like there's a discussion to be had about vaccines and how safe they are, but people who come out and act that crazy about it,
It's just like we're unable to have that nuanced conversation.
Right.
We've proven that in other arenas too. You know what I mean? It's like it's a really big pendulum that swings one way or
if
the
you're
other.
not able to handle the nuance, then like why have the discussion? And now you're taking credit away from people who may want to have a nuanced discussion about something like vaccines or something like that.
Right.
And it discredits it, which I don't think that's cool. And you know, of course, it's come out that he's possibly in the middle of a mental episode. But
But I honestly think that, like, you think that the most like PR aware family in the world like wouldn't have some sort of means of like releasing something to like balance the plate of like the 24-hour news cycle. You know what I mean? Like it's mighty convenient to me, almost as convenient as this next. Like, what are the next things that we're talking
right,
about? But, like,
and I feel like those two families are kind of fighting. Of course, we're talking about the Smiths.
yeah.
Oh,
Which we'll get into in a
man.
minute, but I feel like that those two families, it's almost like not enough attention was being paid to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
It was shifting towards the Smiths, who I think could become the next Kardashians, the next family that we look at and idolize.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
wow. Yeah.
it's just, you know, I feel like it's a lot about attention. It's about look at me.
Yeah, and I think then conveniently, I think I read somewhere that Kanye's next album is going to be called like 2020 Vision, which was like the hashtag that he put when he announced, like, or when he claimed to say he was like running for president the first time in a tweet a couple days or like last week. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's just like I think that the people pay too much attention to it because it's like it is crazy to think that he would actually be a threat to
Just imagine
presidency.
Kanye getting in the office, okay? And then imagine something like what happened this year happens then. Who do you think is how do you think he would do? All that kind of stress being on top
I
of
mean,
him?
I think that immediately when somebody gets into office that they don't necessarily think has the goods, I think that they start manipulating them and making sure that they line their pockets with people with political agendas that are going to carry out those agendas. So
Right,
regardless if it's just a puppet that's in the office,
Right.
political agendas of the deep state are going to continue
Right.
to be carried
Well,
out.
see, I don't necessarily.
But
I will say, like, I don't necessarily agree with the deep state, but I think that deep state is like the extent to which the people that you surround yourself with and how much they take advantage of you in any given situation. And then in this case, it's the presidency.
Well, I brought it up
It
not
happened with like Bush
because,
too.
like, you know, because people can say the same thing about Trump. Like, you know, he didn't really have any political background, became president and all that stuff. But he has had, 3 years now or 3.5 years to kind of like fill that role before this pandemic hit him.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that this whole thing may spark back up next year.
yeah.
Oh, fuck,
And then
I
it's
hope
say Kanye were in office and he's just getting his feet wet. And he has to deal with something like that.
That's tough.
I mean, yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair.
And he's probably gonna say a bunch
And
of
listen,
crazy
I don't
shit.
lean either way. You
Sure,
guys know
sure.
that in politics. Like I just don't pay attention to it. I feel like it saves me from a lot of stress.
All right, we should move on.
I'll let-
I think
I'll let smarter
definitely
people.
does.
deal with
All right.
that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
an
not even
argument-provoking statement to me. So I'll,
Really?
a little bit, yeah. But
Well,
I mean,
well,
I love you though.
Well,
I love you.
I'll
It's
just say
like
I'll
it's
let
all
the
love.
educated people make the decisions.
I feel that, but you
'Cause I
should
feel
take
like
it
if I
upon
blindly
yourself
vote-
as a person who like is in a free society to educate yourself as much as you can.
No, you're right. I should.
things.
I just
I definitely understand though the
and to make your opinions, make those informed opinions, and don't fucking because everybody there are schools of thought on all kinds of shit where it's like where people say something that sounds like the gospel and it's not because
it just sucks.
That's how they think.
It just sucks. Like in defense of Atwood here, it just sucks to try to get into politics.
I get it.
While all this shit is going on.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying politics like fucking like I don't know shit about economics, but I try to learn a little bit as I can fucking little tiny pieces of information about it because I don't know shit about it. That's one of the things like I wish
it just gets rough.
If any economists out there want to come on this podcast and tell us about some money shit, like that would be great.
We still wouldn't understand it. People,
well, afterwards they try to sell us some sort of fucking class for $49.95
for free.
I'll do it if it makes me a millionaire. I'll pay it. I'll pay the $50.
$50 guaranteed.
But you got to carry out the $1 million promise because that's the only way I'm pulling out that 50 out the old fucking savings account.
All right. Speaking of,
so we've talked the Kardashians. Now let's move a couple shades. Let's move a couple shades browner and talk about.
Oh my gosh.
The Smiths.
Holy mixed shitballs.
Personally, my favorite family.
I love them.
Yeah,
I do love them.
I see what you're trying to say.
I'm not loving the way that they're making my man Will look like a fucking cuck right now, though.
I ain't feeling it either. I ain't feeling
Wait,
it either.
what?
Not
Make it
feeling
like a what?
He looks a little chewed up.
He's they're kind of making him like he's
That's
being made to be a cuck.
That's a boomer fucking right word, or alt-right word. So
it's a fucking Shakespearean word.
I mean, sure.
What does it
mean?
It's
been appropriated by that culture.
They use all the words, Daniel. They can't own words.
That's fair. They use all the words. But they don't use all the words.
They use more words than we use. They use all the words plus some words that we choose not to use.
Some dumb words.
Like what?
Yeah,
I can't say those words. I can say the letters N, F.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good. All right. Moving on. That was good.
So the Smiths. So we all heard that some singer that no white people knew. He was.
Honestly, black people didn't know this motherfucker.
I tried to say nobody knew him, and my partner at work, he's a black guy. He was like, "Oh no, like I know him. He's awesome."
August too.
October, September, November.
Yeah, it's one of the months.
Was that the month of the entanglement?
Yeah.
All I know
started in August.
He also conveniently dropped a record after he dropped this bombshell.
Right.
On I guess was it on Red Table? No, it wasn't on Red Table. It was on some other interview that he talked about.
And his album still fucking garbage and flopped.
Yeah, it did.
I guess nobody knows the nigga. And how you gonna do that to Will Smith? First of all, everybody fucking loves Smith. And everybody. A lot of female stuff's taken up for Jada. Like, yeah, she's a lot. She should be able to, do that because men do.
Well,
shit
the story.
Like that.
The story was that they were separated. I just
don't
know.
Man,
I just don't like because I like Will Smith so much.
Yeah,
me too. And she doing them like that. Then at least go fucking somebody with some goddamn credentials out here. Don't go fucking goddamn August and he's fucking.
Who the fuck? Get Chris Brown.
Yeah. I mean, even better.
That is kind of like a movie, though, right? So, like, we don't know how they came in contact with August, but they made it seem like in the beginning they were helping him through something. And then maybe they developed the feelings while that was happening.
That's the way they played it out, but there's no telling.
That's like one of those old episodes of that old
that's a little bit disturbing.
Porn
like that you
show,
get
I think
that
it was
close
Bliss
to somebody
something.
that you're helping and then
thank you for helping me back. I'm not sick anymore. Yeah, you're really strong today.
That's why they don't like. I don't think they like nurses like fucking their patients. You know what I mean?
Like it's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's a little bit fucked up.
So let's talk about fucked up. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, my dog.
Some pictures came out. They apparently, he drank a glass of whiskey, took 4 hits of cocaine, and
pull up the picture.
And passed out.
What is that? Like an
We're gonna
episode
have to
in
get
this
a little
movie
bit of-
Blow?
Sounds
Did they
fake.
fucking put on there or something?
We need to get a little bit of history on this.
That guy's.
Movie
I'm
Blow.
sure there's actors out there who do some crazy shit to get into character for these roles, and so who knows what all he's done before.
True.
He probably stayed on something whenever he was doing Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I have no doubt that he does cocaine and behaves like that. But I think this woman's a crazy cunt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just the way that I have read everything.
He said the cunt word with the word cunt in it.
I mean it when I say it. It's a capital fucking C.
Let it simmer down a little bit.
All right, so in this picture, and we'll break it down. We'll break it down for the peeps. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? We got,
okay.
Oh, hold on.
we got.
What do we got here?
We'll start from the top. We'll top left. We got a Keith Richards CD.
Shout
We got
out.
4 lines of, well, I guess cocaine, but like, yeah, there's the.
Oh, so
there's the
okay,
fourth.
I got you.
Which is, I don't understand how
Is
it's
that
like,
a glass table?
Is it? Oh,
That's
yeah, it is.
trippy.
It is. Yeah, it is trippy because I was like, why is it ever that?
Yeah.
It's that
This
white
Depp
girl.
branded drug box, which could
Could be anything.
driver's license turned upside down. This, which it looks like, it says paraphernalia. It looks like, Jeremy and I were talking about this. It looks like, a little blow toot horn.
Yeah.
But,
Some bud out of it or something there?
Internet, savvy internet
That is
sleuths
not whiskey.
have showed that.
Yeah,
that,
who's drinking a
dude,
fucking
wait, we're
glass
still
of
on the
whiskey?
toot horn. We're still on the toot horn.
Right.
So, like, this shit, look at it. And savvy internet sleuths have pointed out this shit is a tampon applicator, more than likely.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Whiskey in this tall glass. It looks like beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
that looks like
Why?
the blue
It's all-
moon.
Yeah, to me that
It's
looks
all
like beer.
sweaty
That's blue
on the
moon.
glass and
Yeah.
shit. This fucking.
It's not dark
They
enough.
didn't. Well, this is a cup. Oh, yeah, and tobacco back here.
What is
Which
that on the
what
other
fuck
side
does
of
it
that
matter?
white cup?
Oh,
Is
no,
that a
it's
glass of
tobacco.
something else?
It looks like piss. It's probably this take one for the whiskey, and they couldn't get it right, so they just put it in the back.
Put it
Make
back
look
there.
sketch.
Remember, he's drinking that one too later.
He's
Fuck
got
it.
a phone over here.
Yeah, that's pretty whack.
So
Johnny
who
Depp
posted
doing
that
coke.
picture?
What's up?
Who posted
Is it his
that?
wife?
That came from Amber Heard's lawyer. And this is
So
him
let's give some
passed out
background
in a-
on
in a
her.
hotel room, apparently.
Oh man,
Let's talk about their history a little bit. 'cause it's
I hate to see
been-
him going through it.
Okay, so they were married.
If he's going through it, if that wasn't staged, because that's a lot of stuff in one area.
Yeah.
And he better not be drinking fucking glasses of whiskey. That goddamn
That
tall,
dude, that does
dude.
not look. No, listen, I'm
And
not
I
even a
have
drinker,
heard-
but that does not look like whiskey to me.
I agree.
Not at
Me either.
all.
Me either. And
Yeah.
I've heard.
I'm not familiar with any whiskey that's that light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looked
dude.
like Blue Moon.
Yeah.
Blue Moon. All right. He married Amber Heard in like 2012. I think no. It was 2015 is when they married. So they met in like 2009, and then they like after they divorced, Deb obtained a temporary restraining order. Or no, she obtained a temporary restraining order against him, stating that he had been verbally and physically abusive throughout their relationship. In response, Depp's lawyers alleged that she was attempting to secure a premarital financial resolution by alleging abuse. Now, keep in mind, at the time, this is 2015, 2016, they, there was a reckoning, as we all know, led by the capture or the prosecution of Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
And so everybody was, all these allegations were coming out, and this shit was flying out left and right. And, we sort of like, people, there's, the slogan, believe women, which we can talk about if we want, but like, it's sort of like, this is like, an example of, what I would say is it's outside of like the main pool of like domestic abuse and shit, because like, this is obviously like, we came to learn this was obviously, fake.
Oh,
Like,
so it is fake.
She kind of
That
seemed
bitch.
to be based on the evidence that she was more of
Damn.
the abusive one in the relationship, and our boy
fucked
Johnny
up.
seemed a little bit. It seemed a little bit like a bad picture was painted of him. We
Right.
had tide turned
Right.
against him at that time, like 2016 through
Got her
and like
for-
last year, when all these voicemails came out
Right.
that showed her like fucking like saying all this hateful shit to him, and I
Cost her
actually-
$50 million.
Yeah,
He
all
sued
right,
her for
yeah.
defamation.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm
Yep.
trying to find out.
And that
what
was in
she
early
said.
2019.
Yeah, depending on the central premise that Miss Heard was a domestic abuse, or her original op-ed
Damn.
claim was depending on the central premise that Miss Heard was a domestic abuse victim, and that Mr. Depp perpetuated domestic violence against her, despite it not mentioning Depp or any of the alleged incidences of violence perpetuated by him. Heard has asked the judge to dismiss the lawsuit, which Depp filed in Virginia, so that the case could be tried in California. This seems a little bit biased, this writing. As part of the suit, Depp submitted documents claiming that Heard had in fact physically abused him during the marriage rather than the other way around, claim which Heard denies. In early 2020, Depp released audio recordings between himself and Heard, which he alleges corroborate some of the claims he had previously made in his lawsuit.
Damn.
It seems like her lawyers
That
or somebody
sucks.
kind of went over this and made sure that this was like tidied up for purposes of people Googling it.
Poor Johnny Depp.
I mean, it's clear that he's, and I will say this, it's clear that he probably has some like emotional problems or has some like problems with like drugs and alcohol. I mean, I feel
Yes,
like
for sure.
most celebrities do, but
That he's being made out far worse.
Definitely being made out to be a perpetuator of violence.
Hey, but he got $50 million for it. That's probably about as much as he makes from one of them Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Did he actually
probably
get
makes
it?
more than that.
I mean, I don't know.
So that's the thing. When people don't have it, you can't really get it.
Yeah.
You just get whatever they earn.
In his state, I mean, if she has properties.
Well, yeah, if she has anything, he can take everything she's got.
Right.
But
Like
if it only comes out to a few $100,000, that's all he gets.
Yeah,
But then she's incentivized to never work again.
That's true. That's true. Well, I hate it for him.
Me
Hopefully
too, man.
Yeah.
It
Me
works
too.
out.
Me too, man. Because I love Johnny Depp. I fucks with him in all kind of ways, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking
Sure, that long
movie list.
way,
His
huh?
movie list is fucking... Huh? Excuse me, sir? No,
Joke.
his movie list is infinite, though. God
Yeah.
damn, man.
Yeah.
All over the place.
All right, next subject.
We're going to get screen scraps.
Also, though, PlayStation does come
Well,
out with content way sooner than Xbox.
All
About
right,
a month soon.
let's take a little break.
Okay, I like it.
And then we're going to
Gotta
come
take a
back.
piss break. Gotta take a piss break.
Gotta
Atwood take
take
a
a piss
shit though.
break. Gotta
Atwood takes
take
a
a
shit
piss
though.
break.
I'm gonna take a piss break. He's gonna take a shit though. Hey, I'm gonna take a piss. Oh, he's gonna take a shit. I'm gonna take a piss. He might take a shit. He gonna take a
piss
shit.
break. Gotta take a piss break.
Gotta take a piss.
Piss.
And don't piss on the seat.
Piss. Don't piss on the seat. Don't piss on the seat.
All right, we got a
If
fucking
you
hit.
sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
I like it.
Exactly.
I like
Speed it up.
I like it.
Speed it up.
I like it.
Ready?
I don't think I can speak.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
Damn, sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
If you
Damn.
sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, please be neat and wipe the seat.
Wipe the seat.
Wipe the seat. Wipe the seat.
Bitch. And don't
the seat.
sit
Wipe
on the
it down.
seat.
Wipe the seat.
Wipe it down.
Wipe the seat.
Wipe it down.
Wipe the seat.
Wipe it down.
Lift the motherfucking seat. What you doing, bitch?
What you doing, bitch?
He said, lick the seat. I'm out.
I said lift it.
He said, lick it.
I said lift the seat. Not lick the seat. Hell no.
We'll be right back.
Lift the motherfucking seat. Did we just do a song about pissing? Piss breaks. Damn. It's going to be a hit. And of course, when I was in the paper,
Oh my God.
many times I was in the paper and on the
Yeah, but
sports
you only got a
shit.
picture of one.
Well, on Facebook. That's when I had my daughter.
Damn, you're wearing the same. You got the same fucking. Oh, there's Dobby. Man, where's she been the whole time?
Chilling somewhere.
This is when I was fucking bitches back in the day.
Okay, Brandon.
Big scoop, big
We'll look at your photo album of your entire life a little later, okay? We got a
We'll get to it.
podcast.
We'll get to it.
profile picture.
All right.
So now that we peed. Now that we peed. Now that we
my
peed. Said now that we peed. Now that we peed.
Actually,
Now that
I
we
never went and peed, so.
I feel so relieved.
What will we do? What will we
That's
see?
because you were shitting.
Where will we go? Where will we go?
I imagine we will just go straight into a little segment that we take of unfortunate events that occur on the internet all the time, and those are street scraps.
Oh, man.
This is Scraps. Scraps.
Well, damn. Well,
I don't
damn.
think we don't
well,
have any.
damn.
Do we have any music for this?
I don't think we hadn't come up
Okay.
with.
All right. Well,
It's all gravy.
yeah. We'll just keep it moving then.
Yeah.
Just a little context before we jump into this video here.
Okay, let's hear this context.
This guy in the video that you see causing all the ruckus, he is a UFC fighter.
It's not that guy.
And wait a minute.
What the?
I don't know
That guy.
Why you send me that
Whoa,
picture?
Atwood. Why are you
Oh.
sending pictures of yourself as a kid?
Is that?
Dude,
Bathing suits, dude. What is this all about,
This has
man?
made it to the podcast now.
I actually
look at
did
little
not
cute Atwood.
mean to do that.
Yep,
Well,
I
you
always
did it,
knew it.
and I downloaded
He
it.
wears that. Today I came over to his house the other day and he had that same thing on. I was like, dude. He's like, my bad. It's a thing I've been doing since I was little.
I got fat thumbs, and that's the problem with having iPhones. But yeah, go back to the other thing, please.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, get out of there.
Let's
Little
go.
Atwood.
That's actually kind of funny. Oh, hold on. Stop it.
right.
So this dude is Mike Perry. He's a welterweight in the UFC. always been a little weird. Angry dude, street guy, right? His last fight he fought, he didn't even have a team. His coach is with him. He just put his girlfriend, who's been dating for like a month, in there.
Which was crazy.
And he won.
And he fucking won.
Oh, damn.
But he's got issues outside, like, of the UFC. Like, you know, just, all right, play it.
Let's see what's popping.
That was shitty.
Bar setting. Okay. No. Outside. What are we doing? Where are we?
Here he comes.
He's walking out. His hands are behind his back. He's minding his business. Okay.
Obviously, you can tell that he's some sort of, like, lifter, athlete, or something.
Right. He said he don't want to leave because they're going to call the cops on him and have a warrant, so he's trying to stay. He don't have to go. Okay. He said he wants to wait.
Brandon, let him talk.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, you didn't touch me?
He got so mad.
Okay, so somebody touched him. A lot of people don't like that shit.
This old man.
Okay.
This is where he fucked up.
Okay, that dude's
Watch.
being a fucking piece of shit. Oh, he's getting he got in his face. He got in his face. Oh, he put hands up. Oh, you know what?
He went down
That old dude
hard.
fucking deserved
He
it.
dropped like a brick.
He went down hard.
Can I just be honest? Old dude deserved it. He shouldn't have got on Mike Perry's face. Stupidest fucking thing in the world.
That motherfucker woke up feeling like he had an 8-hour nap.
Mm-hmm.
Like an 8-hour bender. Because his head's going to be hurting.
He's mad as fuck. He's just super mad. That dude got all up in his face. Of course he's going to get knocked the fuck out. What you
Now he's
mean?
just arguing with his girlfriend.
Oh, my.
Damn,
my.
come on.
You can tell, man, he's got some internal issues.
Calm
That hurts.
down.
I feel
He's
that pain though, because when you get real mad, and
Hurt people.
when your girl don't support you, when you get really
Dude.
upset with
I
something,
mean, yeah,
that
but like,
hurts.
come on,
that right
you're
hand, though.
embarrassing her in public.
That is true.
Oh, that right
He's
hand
extremely
just
upset.
stoned that man.
He dropped that motherfucker.
Listen,
Yeah.
the dude was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call the police." Motherfucker started walking up to him like he was gonna attack him. He deserved to get fucking smacked. And like, what
It
the
seemed
fuck?
like he was drunk.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, is I'd have
Yeah.
been smart enough if I was approaching somebody that I could tell was a fighter or something like that.
Right.
I'd be smart enough. Like, I'd be, like, trying to fake him out and, like, get him to, like, miss one time. so
Right.
I
He
could
just walked
fucking-
into it.
But
and put his
listen,
hands
like,
on it
I
like
doubt-
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I doubt those guys knew he was a fighter, but apparently, before all that was recorded, he had got into it with somebody else, and that's why it escalated to where it was. Because that guy was that. At first, the older man was like, "You did punch him," like, and then he's like, "But you touched me," and the guy's like, "I didn't touch you," and that's when he, you didn't touch me, and that's when it got,
But maybe he got touched.
But
though.
Mike Perry was making a good point before the older guy mocked him, and he was saying, if you call the cops, I'm staying, because if I
Right.
leave, then I'm leaving the scene,
Right.
and that's even bigger issues.
Exactly.
And he was in Texas, I'm pretty sure, is where all that happened. He's from Florida. And you couldn't see a close up, but Mike Perry, like him, he's got face tattoos. Like he
Right.
says the N word.
Yeah.
Like he's a
He's
street
dope,
dude.
man. I like him. I'm Mike Perry approved. He's certified to me. Shit, I fuck with Mike Perry.
Yeah.
But he stoned that
But-
It's
man.
very clear
but-
who won that fight.
But that night though, like for
He
real,
didn't get arrested that night
There
either.
was a fight. I didn't see
That
it.
thing,
He didn't go to
that
jail.
was,
because when you look at the video, that dude's lawyer, the white dude that got fucking smacked in the face and fell, he's probably like, what do we got? We're gonna take everything we got. He's like, well, you kind of fucking lunged at him, Harry. we got nothing.
Harry.
Shit.
And that's like a Charles.
Yeah, Charles, Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry looked like he was an older, chunky gentleman. Mr. Henry, there's nothing we can do. You lunged at the UFC fighter, so technically he can knock your fucking top off.
He did. And he did.
Well, goddamn,
Knock
who's
his
gonna
top
pay for
right
these?
off.
Who's gonna pay for my dentures? Yourself. That's how it goes.
All right, take us out, Jeremy.
All right, guys.
Lucky bastard.
It's been a pleasure.
Like, subscribe, hit the damn notification bell. Let's go.
Hit that bitch.